Right now is the very best time I've ever seen in the last 18 years to start trading the Forex market. Let me explain why right now. Hey there traders, this is Andrew Mitchem here, the owner of the Forex Trading Coach with the video and podcast number 470. And I want to explain to you why I think after 18 years of trading the Forex market, right now is possibly the best and the most important time of why you should really strongly consider trading. If you've not traded yet, think about it seriously, getting into it now. If you have started to trade and it's just not working, this is also for you because right now is the most important time. Let me explain why. So after 18 years, I've seen all sorts of different things happen and conditions in the market, etc. All that, has happened. Presidents, different things have come and gone, troubles around the world, whatever it might be, COVID, all these things have happened, okay? But right now, going forward, there looks to be, doesn't matter where you live in the world, so much uncertainty. Now, what options do you have right now if you're looking for investing or just surviving? And I mean that quite seriously because, give you an example, this morning I was listening to the radio station and on there were two articles back to back which really made me sort of wake up and open my eyes about what's happening. And one of them was a local council guy talking about how they had invested their money. One of the local councils here in New Zealand had invested quite a substantial amount of their cash and surplus funds into an investment firm. JB Weir was the one, they mentioned it, so I'm going to mention it, and how they had lost 6% in the last year on their funds through this expert investment firm. An investment firm where they're talking to them and explaining why that their portfolio gone backwards and all the different things happening in the world, basically giving all their excuses. But ultimately the result is everybody who is a ratepayer of this particular local council, their funds have gone backwards. So you take that, and think about you doing the similar thing. You go and put your funds with these experts, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm not even mentioning, saying that the one I've just mentioned is particularly bad or good. I'm just saying they were the ones mentioned on this particular radio station this morning that I heard. And when you think about that, you have so little control yourself. You're not really knowing what's going on. So that was the first news story. The second story, straight after that, was another guy coming on talking about all the doom and gloom that's happening and coming regarding inflation and the cost of living. Now again, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, your price of food, your price of fuel, your price of just goods, commodities, services has gone through the roof over the last few years. And they were talking about the knock-on effect of that. And they were also talking about how to overcome inflation, all these global, again, so-called experts who run these things are looking at putting interest rates up, which they've already done pretty much most countries around the world over the last little while, last few months, but are likely to keep doing again. What's that going to do? It means that people on mortgages, on home loans are going to come off of what has been traditionally some fairly low rates, all of a sudden going on to massively high rates. What does that mean for you? Well, it means, of course, your cost of living, your mortgage, your ability just to tread water to survive is going to cost a lot more. Add on top of that the food, the fuel, the everything else, and you can see how it's going to escalate. And then what that does is it leads on to your discretionary income. You're going out to restaurants and cafes and cinemas and buying investment properties or going on holiday or vacation, buying a car, whatever it might be. All that becomes less and less ability for you to spend, which then of course means that if you're in retail or, sort of accommodation, tourism or any of these knock-on effect businesses, whether you're making them or selling them, there's less people coming through the door. Therefore, you as a worker and an employee are in less demand. And you can just see the whole bubble building here. And again, this is a global issue. This is not just me telling you about what's happening in New Zealand. This is happening the world over right now. Another example, just from yesterday, I was talking to a guy who imports helicopters here into New Zealand. He said that the cost that he got quoted last week to import a 40-foot container with a helicopter in it from America to New Zealand, from Long Beach, California to Auckland in New Zealand, was $52,000 US for one container. Doesn't matter what's in it. A 40-foot container, $52,000. It was horrifically expensive. It was massively slow because everything's just slowed down. And so you then look at the cost of importing or exporting and shipping around the world, or air freight. It's just got horrific in terms of its cost and its reliability and its speed. All that again combines to make things more expensive, and the knock-on effect means that you and I have to pay more for things. That is inflation. So bring all of that back together. What is it that you are going to do about it? And that's why I believe that the Forex market and learning how to do it, or having a passive income and knowing how to do this for yourself today, right now, at the end of August 2022, is probably in the last 18 years, the most important and the best time right now for you to seriously consider learning how to trade the Forex market. I'll leave it with you there because I think that is a pretty hard-hitting chain of events that are going on that's going to affect everybody. It doesn't matter where you are, what you do, how old you are. Actually, age, one more thing. My poor brother-in-law, who's a great guy over in the UK, 58 years old, highly skilled, incredibly smart and good at what he does, has just been made redundant. 58, what are you going to do with a high-paying job to try and find another one? Nobody wants a 58-year-old. And that, again, is happening throughout the world. So all these examples that I'm hearing all the time, it just keeps going on and on and on. Do something about it. Lastly, if you want to put your funds with someone and start learning how to trade through a broker, have a look at Blueberry Markets. Look at their MT4 or MT5 platform. I prefer their MT5 platform now because so many more markets on there. The indices, cryptos, commodities, plus the different time frame charts like 3-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour charts, all readily available. Have a look at Blueberry Markets. I'll put a link to them here. I'll also put a link through to my 5-star rated Forex coaching program, which has been running since 2009. Clients in 101 countries have been on the program over the last 13 plus years. You really need to consider it for yourself. I'll see you this time next week. This is Andrew Mitchem at the Forex Trading Coach. Bye for now.